Adelaide's experiencing major growth at the moment in the market across multiple sectors. The economy's booming, it's growing, the population is growing for the first time in decades. There's ample opportunity here for us to make our mark as a business and really contribute to the Basics Watpac brand, but more broadly contribute to the South Australian community. The Adelaide Airport is significant because it builds on our expertise in the aviation industry, but also in that secure environment and live environment. And at Adelaide Airport, we've been able to demonstrate that that capability is the best within the industry, both locally and nationally.
The purpose behind this expansion was to install an international baggage belt. So that gave comfort to our airline partners that they can expand their international offerings and destinations because now we have the additional belts. That then led to the expansion of the arrivals hall, and that was the heart of the project. Everything else built on retail offerings and a huge focus on the customer experience.
One of the things that makes Adelaide Airport unique is its location. It's so close to the Adelaide CBD, the Adelaide Hills and the coast. It already had great views to those three aspects, and we really just wanted to turn up the dial and maximise that experience. It's something that's really, truly unique about Adelaide Airport. Flow of people, be it passengers or staff, the flow of goods in and out, the flow of the airline's needs, the flow of AL's needs were absolutely fundamental to the architectural design response. Of course, you need wayfinding along the way to reinforce those messages, but we wanted the building to inherently inform you where you needed to go. We wanted it to be a clean, succinct passenger experience.
The key element on the project was maintaining airport operations, and the key element of that was the functionality of the different parts of the airport. And really it was about building a new space, putting in that functionality, relocating it and then demolishing that space and then rebuilding. So it was a sequence that was ongoing in that fashion, which led to a highly staged project within the order of 50 stages, which was also broken down into 7 separate portions.
The design for the project, I think, can be explained in a couple of points. Number one, it's very simple, but then again, number two, it's very complex. The design is elegant, but the reality was that to implement it was very complex in the construction.
I used to say to the guys, if we haven't thought about this 4 months out, it's already too late. We worked through a process of doing the stage, and we developed up staging plans and hoarding plans, which we would then sit down with the client and consult with them and work through them, just so they can keep their airport operations running, and then working through BCA compliance for the impact of our hoardings in that space, egress and egress past emergency services, thinking about the security implications, rearranging CCTVs, and then ultimately having a certifier review and sign those off. Part of that work would then be to sit down with the client and understand temporary wayfinding signage and those kind of elements of it. So all those things needed to be done before we could actually then move into actually doing the works. And on top of that, there was just complex little areas that we needed to plan, building through live transformer rooms, live switch rooms, doing works above the airside road, or even as a simple little thing like getting a 9-metre long beam through the building and into place.
Some of the challenges in working in an airport environment are that you have a very distinct delineation between what is landside and airside. Airside is restricted space, you're not allowed in there. The design of the airport has to respect that. B6 Watpac were, shrewd in appointing some really competent services coordinators who understood services particularly well. That made our jobs a lot easier because we could have engineering talk discussions with people who understood what we were talking about, rather than trying to talk about communication systems with somebody who was good at throwing concrete around the place. There was a lot of effort early on in the design in making the new terminal expansion bomb-proof, explosion-proof. So there's bollards, there's structure that's designed to withstand explosion forces and all sorts of things that the average person wouldn't see or recognise in the design. Some of the other complexities are the fact that every airline is a stakeholder. You have customs, you have Department of Agriculture, you have Border Force, you have airport security, you have airport management, you have airport maintenance, and then you get the passengers. It's a complicated space. You've got to wrap your head around all those competing interests to actually make sure that what you deliver works for everybody.
Across the team in B6 Watpac and the consultant group, they not just understood our business and the need to maintain operational efficiency, but also adopted our culture. I think at Adelaide Airport we've got a fantastic culture and they just intertwined with that. So I think that was a really good moment for me personally.
We performed the inspections on site to make sure that the high degree of standard of design was achieved. Having B6 Watpac do their inspections before us made sure that the quality was maintained, and it certainly kept the contractors accountable for their work.
The quality's had really great feedback for us, not just across our business with our internal teams, but also from customers and visitors and our airline partners. Home Affairs as well from a regulatory perspective. Their new space is fantastic. They're really pleased with it. So overall the quality has been really well received. It's always really pleasant to finish ahead of schedule on any project, regardless of the magnitude of it. But in particular, this project, to get it finished early and under budget was just fantastic result for us. That was then the catalyst for us to start to work with all of our fit-out contractors and get the retail tenancies up and running, open up international departures, arrivals, improving that customer experience.
It was an extremely challenging project. We were able to deliver without impact to the airport operations and without any incident to members of the public.
Very, very proud of the outcome. We like working together. We like the challenge of complex projects. We just seem to make a habit of going from one complex job to the next.
What we look forward to now in the future is just cementing that Adelaide Airport is the best capital city airport in Australia and possibly wider.